It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
And now it's time for some free NBA picks, news and notes from OffshoreInsiders.com for Wednesday, February the 4th. And at Joe Duffy's Picks, we don't make those absurd promises of 80% winners, but you do know we are going to deliver on consistent upper 50% to lower 60 percentile. That clockwork disembowelment of the overmatch odds makers does continue tonight. 5 winners led by a wise guy play. Folks, we're going to give you an angle. It has not applied since February 9th of 2013. It is 84.6% against the spread, and then a bizarre anomaly applies for the first 2 times this season tonight. We tell you what it is. Also, an under-the-radar injury information. As under-the-radar as we've seen in a while does apply tonight. We've also going to continue to either ride or fade a certain team that's clearly either under or overvalued. We explain it and a whole lot more. It's all at OffshoreInsiders.com. Remember, Joe Duffy's Picks, we always tell you what the details are. Detroit and Indiana. Detroit playing back-to-back. And, of course, they continue to be without point guard Brandon Jennings, but they're 4-2 against the spread without him, including 3-1 since he was lost for the season. Pacers are 1-16-1 against the spread since February the 9th as a favorite after a game as a home favorite. Chicago and Houston, James Harden is probable for Houston. Dwight Howard is out. Houston is 1-2 without Howard, going under 2 of 3 games that he's missed. Now, Washington and Atlanta. Admittedly, I was surprised. This is why I don't make, statements and as fact without looking it up. Most of my theories based on my experience are right, but, our bubble burst theory, which essentially says when a team has a long winning streak snapped, they're usually a good go against. But teams that have had at least a 15-game winning streak in the NBA, doesn't happen often, obviously, are actually 11-7 against the spread, including 6-1 at home. However, Atlanta is 1-4 of their last 5 ATS, despite that 19-1 straight up mark of their last 20, and their only cover was by 1 point. Remember our dichotomous straight up and ATS angle that works. It says, in this case, when a team is on a spread losing streak, but a straight up winning streak, and I know that the consecutive winning streak was snapped, but still 19-1 the last 20 qualifies as a winning streak, that it says to ride the spread streak because the team, if they're remain under or overvalued. So essentially, that theory would say to fade the Hawks. However, the Wizards are on a 7-game spread streak themselves. The last 2, they failed to cover by 9 or more. Denver and Boston. Denver playing in back-to-back. Boston is also, though, back-to-back in 3 games in 4 days. Again, there are a lot of people out there who believe that when both teams have tired legs, it is usually an under. None of these theories that I'm telling you have resulted in our free pick, by the way. Miami and Minnesota. Miami back-to-back, 3 games in 4 days. Heat guard Dwayne Wade is out. They've gone under 8-5 minus him. They're 5-6-2 against the spread when he does not play. Lakers and Milwaukee. The Bucks are now the top spread team in the NBA as they have covered 6 straight by an average of 10.66 per game. Lakers are 2-8-1 their last 11. But actually 2-1 ATS their last 3. But we will give you a free pick on Milwaukee as the Bucks have been not only covering, but most importantly, that margin of cover, a sweat barometer called by others. Milwaukee really playing very well as of late. We'll go with Milwaukee as one of our free picks. Oklahoma City and New Orleans. Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant is doubtful. They have gone under 18-8 minus him. They're 11-14-1 against the spread without Durant. New Orleans' True Holiday is out, 8-3 minus him going under 8-3 with such key cogs of both teams' offense out. We'll continue to play the under there, Oklahoma City and New Orleans under. Memphis and Utah. Utah playing back-to-back. Now, home dogs are 24-10 after they started the year a shocking 82-119-2 start. Because the public, as a general rule of thumb, tends to love to bet road favorites because you got a superior team because they're playing on the road. Proceed to be laying a small number. The public usually jumps on that. So the fact that road favorites has gotten off to a pretty good start was very surprising, but that is regressing to the mean, and a lot of sharps say ride that regression to the mean. In fact, teams are 44-18-4 since January the 25th as a underdog overall. Dallas and Golden State. And before we get to that again, we're asking you just to do us a little favor. Wherever you're listening to us, we know, if you're seeing this on one of the Facebook groups, please give us a like there. If you're hearing it on YouTube, our simulcast, please like it there. If you're listening on Stitcher or iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. Marketing experts tell us that will help us in exposure, including showing up in search engines. Also, if you're subscribing to us on Twitter, please retweet it. Basically, you help us get exposure, and it's not going to take that much effort, honestly. You help us with exposure, the more free information we'll continue to give you. If these daily podcasts work out, we'll do it to you. We'll give them to you for the next 20 years. Dallas and Golden State. Golden State playing back-to-back. Dallas point guard Rajon Rondo is out. The only game they played without him, they failed against the spread, and it did go under. Mavericks are 33-8 against the spread as a road dog after a game as an underdog. Now, the Warriors are the number 2 spread team, and they've covered 2 straight by a combined 23.5, just when it looked like maybe they had hit the wall spread-wise. They were actually on a 3-game losing streak, and a pretty emphatic one where they failed to cover by 13.5 or more. At least recent trends say you definitely want to avoid Golden State in any teasers because they're either covering by a mile or failing to cover by a mile. But Golden State back on the right track, and based on what we like to measure spread success, not spread record, but the actual margin of cover or sweat barometer, if you will, Golden State is the number 2 team, and they are back on track, at least short-term, in their last 2 games. Again, OffshoreInsiders.com. Visit that for the complete menu of winners. You need winners. OffshoreInsiders.com has them. www.OffshoreInsiders.com. And support the podcast any way you can, whether it's retweets or likes on Facebook, YouTube, or reviews on Stitcher or iTunes. Please help us out, and we'll be happy to continue to give us this free information.
Fast Wi-Fi. You use it to connect just about everything, which means having really fast Wi-Fi matters. A lot. That's why Xfinity is breaking the gig barrier and delivering Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig. It's more than enough speed to power every device in the house. Can your internet do that? Introducing Gig Wi-Fi. New from Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store to learn more. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.